we are live on the other channel. Let me put that down there. Okay. Let me close this. Close that. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we back. I'm gonna load the game. Or I should, let's load up the game for a little bit. I should do some reacts first. Should we do reacts first? Yeah, let's do that first. Because I got a bunch of stuff I want to react to, actually. Let's do some reacts. All right, let's see. All right, let's get it. Let's see. I need to pull up. Does Restream have an app? They do not. Okay. I'm about to go and pull up the chats. Let's look at the chat. Can I pop this out? I'm about to go. Let's go to Twitch. Let's go here. Create a dashboard. Manage stream. 2 viewers. What up to the view? Oh, thank you for the follow. Michu, Michu, Pikachu, Pikachu. I appreciate that follow. Let me pop this chat out. Pop out. YouTube chat. No, we'd be good to go. Let's see. Let me pop this bad boy out. Okay. Alright, we good to go. Alright, I got all the things I need. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see here. Alright, I did watch some of this today. I didn't watch all of it. I was in and out. But we're going to react to, let's see. We are going to react to Cuff Boys, Young Thug trial. Huey and Little Rod took plea deals today. Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, they said they took plea deals today. And that was that. So they're off of the case. I mean, some of them got really good deals compared to what they were really facing. So we'll see what happens with Young Thug and the rest of them, like Stillwell and Yak Gotti. They still haven't played out of the case yet, so we'll see. I don't know. Young Thug's not. If they take a plea deal, I don't see him doing any time, like more than what he's already done. If he's doing time, it'll be like house arrest. I don't think they're going to accept any plea deal where he's actually serving more time incarcerated. So yeah, let's get right into this video. So yeah, let's get right into it. Turn some of that sound on.
July 2022. He has never met or seen his daughter.
All right, let's start it over.
With the performance location of Wife and Lucci, the text message read, handle that tonight, flat. Then Huey responded, flat.
Thug texted him a location of Lucci and said, handle that tonight, slat.
He has a 2-year-old little daughter that was born in July of 2022. He has never met or seen his daughter in person until today, as she's here in this courtroom.
What?
It's
that's
frankly
tough.
remarkable.
I want to apologize to my kids, my family.
Lil Rod and Huey took plea deals today in the YSL Rico trial. There's unconfirmed rumors that Thug is close to a plea deal. So 3 out of 6 defendants have took plea deals. Huey just got the most remarkable plea deal of all time. And Yak and Shannon have both denied plea deals. So it's all up to Thug now if he's going to take one, which me personally, I don't see him taking nothing. The state definitely wants him in there. He's King Slime. They're going to want him in there for
Right, that's what I said.
20 years, bro. And I don't see Thug accepting that.
That's what I said. I don't see him accepting any kind of plea deal unless it's him doing no time in jail. If he gets house arrest, they might take that, or whatever it is, probation. He's not taking any other deal other than that. I don't see him taking a deal if it's not that.
Just my personal opinion. Hit subscribe. Here we go. It sounds like it's going to be Lil Rod taking a plea right here.
Good afternoon. So I understand we have a few pleas to be tendered.
A few.
Yes, sir. Rodalius Ryan, Rodalius Ryan, Ryan.
And Mr. Ryan, are you the same person referred to as Rodalius Ryan on indictment number 22SC 183572?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you at this time under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No, ma'am.
How old are you?
Currently 20 years old.
And how far did you go in school?
12th grade.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you are charged in this indictment with count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, which carries a sentence of 5 to 20 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at his little smirk right here.
Plead not guilty.
Yeah, I did see that
Yes, ma'am.
today when I was watching it
Have
in
an
and out.
opportunity to go over this plea of guilty and waiver of rights form with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's my signature.
That's your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Ms. Lee Abbasi, about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding charges in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you waive any defects, if any, with respect to the indictment?
No, ma'am. Could you repeat that for me?
Sure. Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment?
Yes.
He said no, ma'am. Remember, he's already convicted and in prison for life, but it's on appeal, so.
Which means that the state will recommend to the court a sentence of 10 years to serve, commuted to the time you have served in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that this sentence should run concurrently with the sentence that you are already serving for 19 SC 168-236? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court does not have to accept this recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court can sentence you to the maximum on this charge?
I understand.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, your right to hold public office, your right to serve on a jury, your right to obtain a passport, your right to receive, possess, and transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in a crime, you will be guilty of a felony, which may carry a sentence of 1 to 15 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you went to trial, you had the right to a trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and confront witnesses called to testify against you, and the right to testify to remain silent and not incriminate yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you guys know this is an L for the state. All of this, all these pleas. They had these guys locked up for 2 years, saying they were all these big bad people, and they want them in prison for life and shit. And now they realize they fucked up the trial, and they're offering pleas. That's what's happening here.
The right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself.
Yes.
The right to confront witnesses.
100%.
Yes.
The right to assist counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at the trial of your case.
Yes.
The right to the presumption of innocence.
Yes.
The right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
The right to promise you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea.
No, ma'am.
With respect to indictment 22 SC 183-572, how do you plead to count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with a full knowledge of the charge against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if this case were to proceed and continue with trial, Your Honor, evidence has shown and will further show that Mr. Ryan conspired with others to participate in the Young Slime Life gang, had a racketeering activity, and multiple defendants and unindicted co-conspirators have committed overt acts to further this conspiracy, including drug sales, aggravated assault, and murder, also including social media posts asserting the violent nature and dominance of Young Slime Life, aka YSL. Your Honor, the court has been present for evidence regarding the February 23rd, 2019 homicide of Mr. Jamari Holmes, in which Mr. Ryan and YSL co-conspirator, Damon Blaylock, lured both Jamari Holmes, Bernard Mitchell, and Rodney Wooten to an apartment at 50 Mount Zion Road, which is in the Cleveland Avenue area.
Dang, he up there coughing up a lung.
During the course of that incident, that Mr. Ryan, along with Mr. Blaylock, emerged from the apartment complex, shooting at the vehicle, shooting Mr. Holmes in the head. After this incident, a few hours later, Mr. Ryan is seen posting on social media, on a public social media post, saying that YSL makes the news. Right, there has been other social media posts in which Mr. Ryan has promoted or enhanced the reputation of YSL. Your Honor, the state intended to show further evidence that once Mr. Ryan was convicted of the homicide of Mr. Holmes while in prison, he continued to enhance the reputation, power, and territory of YSL. Specifically, when YSL co-conspirator and co-defendant Christian Eppinger was given a bond for shooting at an Atlanta police officer, Mr. Ryan, while on a contraband phone in prison, posted on his social media accounts, he flashed the YSL sign and stated, "We're coming to get you. YSL shit, free my inward brisk, FDDA, the gangway, we catch a bond on this shit." Your Honor, this is the evidence that the state would have intended to show if we would continue with trial. Given the current status, Your Honor, we made an offer to Mr. Ryan for this commuted to time served offers my concurrent with his current conviction, Your Honor, and I can approach with the documents.
You may. All right, Ms. Abbasi, is there anything that the defense wants to add to the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have had the honor really of representing Mr. Ryan along with Ms. D. Williams, who I'm quite disappointed she could not be here today for...
Damn, yeah, where's Miss D. Williams? I'm actually disappointed she's not there. Remember, Miss D. Williams was, like, barely making money on this long-ass trial where she'd be there every day.
This trial has been exhausting for everybody, and that certainly includes Mr. Ryan, who has been going through the court system since he was 15 years old. We categorically and adamantly deny that YSL is the criminal, dangerous street gang which it's been made out to be through this trial. we're actually quite happy with the record which was established during the presentation of the state's evidence of the alleged murder of Mr. Jamari Holmes. This plea today, Mr. Ryan is making a decision which is going to be the best for his future, what future he has, because he's already serving a life sentence. Were he to be convicted and sentenced to additional time, he would remain in custody. As I stated, we think the record established will strongly support his appeal, and hopefully,
that's the nose
when
right
conviction
there.
is overturned, we don't want him sitting in prison for something else.
Dang.
Certainly not for actions he took when he was younger, and actions he took which are largely a product of how he grew up. As I stated, Your Honor, Mr. Ryan was 15 years old at the time of the Jamari Holmes murder. You've seen through the text messages, he was out at all different hours, doing all different things, which I don't think anyone would want their 15-year-old to be out doing. And so that is where he was, and so he did adopt the people who were around him, the people who could support him, the people in his neighborhood who grouped themselves, calling themselves YSL. Mr. Ryan at no point was trying to advance a criminal street gang and their interests. He was trying to protect himself, being a young person, largely on his own, and this is where he's ended up. I would like to say that there's been some sort of rehabilitative function here since he was sentenced to prison. It doesn't appear that that has happened. As you've heard, some of his additional cases are within the prison system. It would be wonderful if some of the money spent on a case like this could possibly be invested in the future of people like Mr. Ryan, who go into custody at such a young age, and who really then are not given the resources to make the changes that they really would like to make to have a productive future. With all of that said, I think Mr. Ryan has grown up a lot during this trial. He doesn't want to sit through this anymore. He doesn't want to ever be back in a courtroom ever again, Your Honor. He's heard about all sorts of incidents, which the 2015 crimes, he was 11 years old. Mr. Ryan's most sincere wish is to move on with his life, to
That's
put this
crazy.
behind him, and we thank the court for the opportunity
11?
to resolve the case in this way and not drag it out any further than it has been.
All the 2015 crimes we've been hearing about, he was 11.
Just
11.
would like to thank the court, Judge.
That is
Thank you.
crazy.
And Mr. Ryan, I just want to make sure that you understand that this
Yeah,
is
that's
ultimately,
crazy.
the decision is yours to make, not your attorneys. And I appreciate that both Ms. Abbasi and Misty Williams have been available and giving you legal advice and guidance, but it's ultimately your decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you, in fact, want to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you've had enough time to think about it and to discuss it with your attorneys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Ms. Abbasi, have you and or Mr. Williams talked to Mr. Ryan about the benefits and drawbacks of all of his different options?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I find that there is a factual basis for the guilty plea to count one, the conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. Difference of opinion may be with regard to what YSL is or isn't, and what Mr. Ryan may or may not have intended. There is a factual basis that exists from the record, as it already is in this case, to support the necessary elements of the conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. Have heard many of the alleged overt acts and the conspiracy evidence advance the enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity and to control personal property and money, and I find that the factual basis for that exists, and I am going to accept Mr. Ryan's guilty plea. I find it to be freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered with an understanding of the consequences of this plea, and I'm going to sentence in accord with the recommendation that both of the state and the defense have worked hard to negotiate here, which is a sentence of 10 years commuted to time served and to be run concurrently with the sentence that Mr. Ryan is currently serving, and certainly within the court's consideration is the knowledge that Mr. Ryan is at this time serving a life sentence for the murder of Mr. Holmes, and while I understand that that is on appeal right now, those are the facts as they exist right now. So that is the sentence of this court. Mr. Ryan, at 20 years old, you have most of your life ahead of you, and I don't know what it is going to hold with regard to your appeal or anything after that, but whether it is more years in custody or whether at some point in time you see the light of day to the outside world again, which is very likely considering your age, as long as you behave yourself while you're incarcerated and do not continue to either commit crimes in prison or violate any of the prison rules. If you can be on the straight and narrow, then somebody your age, after serving some amount of time, is probably going to be considered favorably for parole. And you just have to keep that in mind, that you need to be looking out for sort of the long run and not playing the short game, but playing the long game so that you have a future in front of you still.
So I'm pretty sure Lil Rod led a prison uprising.
Lil Rod needs counseling. He needs therapy and maybe drugs, like the legal kind. And I say that with love in my heart. He has a psych problem that needs to be addressed. It's indicative of what's going on in that jail. He essentially led a prison uprising. Really? Lil Rod. Like when you read the police, the sheriff's report, was coordinating
That's
people,
nuts.
got locks popped, like went after a guy with others. It was a thing. It was a Spartacus thing. And that's how that jail is operating right now.
So maybe the judge knows about that situation.
So,
But the
that is
jail
your
is
sentence,
just
and I wish
terrible,
you luck,
though.
and I wish that with
Like, how is that
full
happening in a
maturity,
jail,
much like Ms.
in a
Fossey
prison?
has said that you have already exhibited throughout the course of this trial that you were able to make better decisions and steer your life in a better direction.
Half of you aren't subscribed. Stick around, hit subscribe. I appreciate the support. I mean, 10 years commuted to time service. Pretty incredible for his situation. I can't believe this is happening. This is such a failure for the state. It's not even funny. They failed so bad because the state is offering these favorable pleas because they know they fucked up.
Mr. Matthews, are y'all ready?
Wow. And here comes Huey. So it looks like everyone in suit just taking deals.
Yes. My name is Huey.
First look at Thug here. See, he's in regular clothes. Shannon's in a suit. What's going on with that? I thought Shannon denied his plea deal. Jack's in regular clothes. Remember, Doug Weinstein put out a message. They ain't accepting no guilty plea. They're fighting for his life. Now, this motherfucker, Huey, was on demon time, if y'all remember. He got armed robbery charges out the ass.
Are you at any time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No.
And how far did you go in school?
12th grade high school diploma.
Are you able to read, write, and understand?
Now I did see some of.
Yes,
let
ma'am.
me
Do you
pause
understand
that.
that you were in
Now I did see some of this. This was sad. This was really sad. I did watch pretty much all of this earlier today. I'm gonna watch it again with Cuff Boys, but this is a really sad plea deal right here. I mean, it was a great plea deal for him, but I'm just saying, like, when they were talking about his life and all his kids and stuff, man, that was crazy.
in this indictment charged with?
Say yes, line?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you were in this indictment charged with count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act,
His lawyers are a father and son duo, by the way, if you didn't realize by the beards.
which carried a sentence of 5 to 20
Yeah,
years?
that's
Yes.
crazy.
Count 3, you were initially charged with armed robbery, which carried a sentence of 10 to 20 years or life.
Yes.
4 and 5 of this indictment, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which each carried a sentence of 1 to 20 years.
Yes.
You were charged with count 6 and count 7 in this indictment, which the charge of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony,
Yes.
and that carried a sentence of 5 years to serve consecutive to any other count in the indictment.
Yes.
You were also charged with armed robbery in counts 14 and 15.
Yes.
Also charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for count 16 or 17.
When does it end?
You were charged with hijacking a motor vehicle.
Holy
in the first degree.
shit.
Yes.
You were initially charged with possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
Yes.
Counts 19 and 20. You were charged with 4 counts of participation in criminal street gang activity, which were counts 21, 22, 23, and 46.
Yes.
And you were charged with possession of a weapon by an incarcerated individual, which was count 44, and possession of a telecommunication device by an incarcerated individual, which was count 45. You understand those were your initial charges in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes.
And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to go over this waiver of rights form with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this your signature on this document on page 4 of this document?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorneys, Carrington Matthews Sr. and Carrington Matthews Jr., about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charge in this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need any more time to discuss this matter with your attorney?
Nope.
Are you satisfied with their counsel and representation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have your attorneys advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge that you are pleading to?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this is a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will recommend to the court the following sentence?
Yes.
This is him saving his life here, too, because if he was found guilty, he was going to be serving life, so.
As to count 1, which is conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, the state's recommendation is 20 years to serve 9 years in custody, the balance of 11 years on probation.
So 9 years. All right. So that's not bad. I would imagine the other one's going to be concurrent to those 9 years.
Count 3, armed robbery. Based on the negotiations, the state will reduce the armed robbery to robbery and offer a sentence of 20 years to serve 9 years in custody, concurrent with count 1, the balance of 11 years on probation. As to count 4, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, the state will recommend 20 years to serve 9 years in custody, concurrent with counts 1 and count 3, balance of 11 years on probation. As to count 5, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, the state agrees to null, prosecute, or dismiss that count. As to count 6, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony,
The state dismissing charges is so embarrassing. Like, think about that. They just had these guys in jail for 2 years, and let's just dismiss these. He's gonna plead guilty to
That
RICO.
is
We got
crazy.
him.
recommendation is 5 years to serve.
That is crazy.
consecutive to counts 1, 3, 4, 14, 15, and 44 to be suspended. As to count 7, possession of firearms during the commission of a felony, the state will null, prosecute, or dismiss that count. As to count 14, which is armed robbery, will reduce that to robbery. 20 years to serve 9 years in custody, concurrent with counts 1, 3, and 4, balance of 11 years on probation. Count 15, armed robbery reduced to robbery, 20 years to serve 9 years in custody, concurrent with counts 1, 3, 4, and 14, balance of 11 years on probation. Count 16 will be null pros or dismissed. Count 17, that count will merge with count 15. Count 18 will be null pros or dismissed by the state. Count 19, possession of a firearm or the commission of a felony, will be 5 years to serve, 5 years to serve consecutive to counts 1, 3, 4, 14, 15, 17, and 44, but concurrent with count 6, and that will be suspended. Count 20 will be null pros or dismissed by the state. Count 21 will be 5 years to serve, concurrent with counts 1, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 44. Count 22 will be null pros or dismissed by the state, as well as count 23 will be null pros or dismissed by the state. Count 44, possession of a weapon by an incarcerated individual, will be 5 years to serve, concurrent with counts 1, 3, 4, 14, 15, and 17. And counts 45 and 46 will be null pros.
Jesus Christ.
Do you understand that that's the state's recommendation?
Yes.
The total sentence is 25 years to serve 9 years in custody, with a balance of 14 years. 9 of those 14 years will be served on probation, and 5 years will be suspended. Do you understand that?
Yes.
9 years, it's 11 years probation. She was just wrong there. So 25 years, 11 years on probation, 9 serving, and 5 years suspended.
You understand the court does not have to accept that recommendation.
Yes.
And the court can sentence you to the maximum of each charge and can run those charges consecutively, one after the other.
Yes.
Imagine Judge Whitaker's like, yeah, no, you're getting 50 years.
Without being subject to revocation for the balance.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
And do you understand that
That
there are
would be
several
nuts.
special conditions of probation that you must adhere to, which are contained within this documentation?
Yes.
And have you had an opportunity to go over each of these special conditions with your attorneys?
Yes, ma'am.
That you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation.
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights, and after each right, I'll ask you to respond. The right to trial by jury,
Yes.
the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes.
the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes.
the right to assistive counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at the trial of your case.
Yes.
With respect to indictment 22 SC 183 572, how do you plead to the charges in that indictment?
I plead guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with a full knowledge of charge against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes.
Your Honor, if this case were to go to trial, the state would expect, or if we were to continue with trial, the state would expect to show, or evidence has shown and will show, that Mr. Huey conspired with others to participate in YSL through a pattern of racketeering activity, and multiple defendants, as well as unindicted co-conspirators, have committed overt acts to further this conspiracy.
I know the judge gonna be like, holy shit, we're only giving this guy 9 years when he was facing, how much was he facing, bro? Like, this is insane. This is unheard of. I hope you guys know that. This doesn't happen. So shout out Thugger Daily for all this information, of course. Huey went from facing 3 life sentences plus 100 years to 9 years plus, and he has 4 years credit time served. This shit doesn't happen. The state's so desperate they fucked up their case.
Sales, aggravated assault, and murder. Also,
3
lifetime
sentences. That is insane. Holy shit. God dang. 3 life sentences.
Text messages with his fellow co-conspirators. On April 26, 2019, Mr. Huey, along with another individual, armed robber Mr. Dewan Maynard, at an apartment complex located on Sargo Drive in the Buckhead neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County. He robbed Mr. Maynard at gunpoint and pistol with him. Mr. Huey was wearing a very distinctive yellow jacket. He stole a ring, a necklace, a luxury wallet, and other items. He then fled the scene in a black Mustang. Portion of this robbery, Your Honor, were caught on surveillance video. After the robbery, Mr. Huey was seen on his social media account with the ring and necklace, that were identical to the items that were stolen from Mr. Maynard. Additionally, on Instagram and on social media, there were several pictures of Mr. Huey photographed next to a black Mustang. There were several pictures. Lastly, there were pictures of Mr. Huey on his social media wearing the same distinctive yellow jacket that was seen on the surveillance video. Based on that evidence, Your Honor, arrest warrants were issued for Mr. Huey.
Why are you gonna pistol whip someone and rob them with the same yellow jacket and wear it around?
Armed robbery, Your Honor. On October 1st, 2020, Mr. Huey went to the apartments located
These dudes aren't the smartest.
in Georgia, Fulton County, to meet with Mr. Gary Holloman. Gary Holloman, who is now deceased, told law enforcement officers on the night that he was robbed that Mr. Huey, who he knew, asked to meet with him so that Mr. Holloman could give Mr. Huey money to put on another co-conspirator, Tequarius Mender's books or commissary at the Fulton County Jail. Tequarius Mender, who is a co-defendant and co-conspirator, is the nephew of Gary Holloman. Mr. Mender and Mr. Huey were friends or are friends. Mr. Holloman agreed to meet with Mr. Huey at the location. While at the location, Mr. Huey, along with another individual, approached Mr. Holloman. One person had an assault rifle. They took from Mr. Holloman his car and his money. They also robbed another young lady by the name of Amisha Coppage. Mr. Huey and the other unidentified individual fled the scene and left. Mr. Holloman immediately called the police. When police arrived, Mr. Holloman was able to use another cell phone to track his phone. He was able to track that phone going in the direction of I-75 South And ultimately, that phone was located on Oak Drive, which is in the Cleveland Avenue area, which is the area or territory for Young Slime. Also, Mr. Howland was able to show police officers the social media pages of Mr. Huey to identify him. Initially, the police marked this case as
I swear
information
just,
and the case was not initially investigated. However, about 1 month later, Mr. Howland went to the police headquarters, spoke with investigators. He was able to pick Mr. Huey out of the photographic lineup. Subsequently, investigator Marissa Viverito, who was formerly with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, found a jail call with Aquarius Mender, Mr. Mender's mother, as well as Gary Howland discussing the robbery and Mr. Howland discussing what occurred to him. Arrest warrants were taken out for Mr. Huey. He was initially arrested in November of 2020.
Judge Whitaker is like, are you done yet?
His home was searched. In that search, they found two rifle handguns. Also, they found items belonging to an individual by the name of Chandler Durham. During that search warrant, they seized Mr. Huey's phones and pursuant to a search warrant, did a search of those phones. Upon seeing the items from Chandler Durham, investigator Viverito checked the Atlanta Police Department's database to find that there were any police reports associated with the Chandler Durham. She found a police report from March 12, 2020. In that report, Chandler Durham reported that while he was working at a music studio, his car and additional items to include a luxury bag were stolen. After finding the report, investigator Viverito went through the contents of Mr. Huey's phone, and she saw a few text messages and notes. She saw a text conversation on March 12, 2020 between Jeffrey Williams and Mr. Huey. Jeffrey Williams told Mr. Huey that they needed to take that shit back. Mr. Huey denied involvement in taking the items and blamed it on another person. Mr. Williams then told Mr. Huey in his text message, if he doesn't take it back, he's going to die. Also found in Huey's cell phone were two incidents in which Mr. Huey and Mr. Williams were in conversation with each other regarding rival gang member Rashawn Bennett, aka Wyatt and Lucci. On January 19th, 2020, Mr. Williams sent a flyer to Huey with the performance location of Wyatt and Lucci. The text message read, handle that tonight, slat. Then Huey responded, slat.
Bug texted him a location of Lucci and said, handle that tonight, slat? What?
Understand slat means slime love all the time.
That's a little crazy.
2020, Mr. Huey sent a flyer to Mr. Williams with
But
another performance location of Mr. Rashawn.
Again, the way the state has tried this case, we don't know the context of that text though. They could have taken the text message out of context, literally. We don't know what he were telling him to go handle. That can be literally anything. I mean, it says they sent the flyer out. Thug sent him the flyer and says go handle that slap, but we don't know what that meant. Literally.
Bennett, Mr. Williams texted, flag handle, and stay very low. Huey's response was slapped and for sure. I've been out the way. And appreciate you for everything, my brother. Never about money with me. I'm built on loyalty. Williams' response was slap, handle that, I got you. In 2021, we were able to recover another phone from Mr. Huey.
Hey, like, what's that mean?
Jury warrants. When we did a search warrant of that phone, there was additional communication between Mr. Williams and Mr. Huey. Mr. Huey told Mr. Williams on November 14, 2021, you know I'm ready to handle the business and you'll sit down if I got to about any one of y'all on my mama. This text message followed information that was provided to investigator Viverito by Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland, during an October 2021 interview, advised investigator Viverito that he was aware of a potential plot to harm another rival gang member, Calvin Watts, also known as Shell Kel, at a venue, Diamonds of Atlanta on Northside Drive. Mr. Coleman advised that he was aware that Huey was to participate in this plot to harm Watts, and he attempted to tell Huey not to participate. Lastly, Your Honor, on February 18, 2022, while housed at the Fulton County Jail, along with Aquarius Mender, they were both housed in the same cell. There was a search of that dorm specifically, and inside of the cell, there was a shank and an illegal cell phone inside of their cell that they shared. And based on what we know from other evidence that we have, that cell phone was used to communicate with other YSL members. Your Honor, this is come out and we continue with trial. Given where we are, Your Honor, and the charges, we made a decision to resolve this case with Mr. Huey for the offer that was relayed earlier, Your Honor.
Was on demon time. Only has to serve 9 years.
I'd like to begin by expressing to the court that we emphatically and categorically deny all of the recitation that's been presented by the court with respect to some of these allegations that's been laid out by the state. However, we do recognize that there are enough factual allegations in the recitation to support each and every count to which Mr. Huey is pleading this afternoon. So we do stipulate that there is enough to move forward with this plea. For those reasons, Your Honor, we are standing before this court to talk to this court about the acceptance of responsibility with respect to Mr. Marquavius Huey. Your Honor, Mr. Marquavius Huey was born in Atlanta, Georgia. He lived in the Jonesboro South community, a neighborhood project in Atlanta community. He grew up there. He's seen a lot of things in his short 28-year life. His father was murdered
I'm 28.
And he's been without a father for a number of years. He's been raised by his mother as a single parent. He has a number of siblings. There have been times when Mr. Huey and his mother and his family have been homeless and have lived out of a car. So he's had a very, very very, very hard life as it relates to his upbringing. Notwithstanding that, Your Honor, he did manage to graduate from high school. Mr. Huey, Your Honor, now has 2 children. He's 28 years old. He has 2 children. He has a 5-year-old son, Your Honor. He has a 2-year-old little daughter that was born in July of 2022. He has never met or seen his daughter in person until today, as she's here in this courtroom.
What? Holy shit.
He recognizes that choices puts him
It's
before
crazy,
this
man.
court in this case. Your Honor, we are
That
asking
is
this court
nuts.
to take into consideration that he has no prior felony convictions. I've had a very long time to get to know Mr. Huey because I've been with Mr. Huey on a regular, daily basis during the week since January of 2023. I've got a chance to know him. I've got a chance to work with him on his case regularly. He wants to, when he gets out of custody, Your Honor, he wants to do a number of things. 2 in particular. He wants to start and become affiliated with a nonprofit organization where he can be able to talk to young children, teenagers, because he was a teenager when he lost his father. Things begin to take a turn for Mr. Huey. He wants to be able to tell teenagers, young boys, young black boys, he wants to be able to say to them, don't do what I did. You have another way in which you can go. And he wants to be able to share his experiences in that way. I have linked Mr. Huey up with an organization called Young Generation Movement. And I've known that nonprofit organization and the founder of that organization for a long period of time. He's also present in this courtroom. And I've linked Mr. Huey up with them so that when Mr. Huey gets out of custody, he will be able to have an organization that can mentor him, that he can align himself with, where he can begin to engage himself with anti-violence nonprofit conduct and mentoring other young people. He also, in terms of being able to earn an income, because he is now, Your Honor, if this court accepts this plea, Mr. Huey will now, for the first time, be a convicted felon. He is not first offender eligible. He wants to get his commercial driver's license, Your Honor, and he wants to get a trucking company and be able to earn a living for himself because he recognizes that it's going to be a challenge for him to be able to go out and apply for jobs and be able to get income by getting an employer to hire him. Focus and target himself to be able to fend for himself so that he can take care of his young children.
The daughter situation is so sad. He's never met his daughter. They were all arrested around May of 2022.
Here before this court because it's an acceptance of responsibility. We recognize that this has been a very long, enduring trial. We have come to a point where we have painstakingly negotiated with the state of Georgia, and we've come up with a negotiated resolution we believe is one that is fair. We believe that is sufficient to recognize the seriousness of the charges that are before the court, and we believe it's one that will cause Mr. Huey to be able to see the light of day in a reasonable period of time. Mr. Huey has been in custody. I'd like to enter into the record, Your Honor, as Defendant's Exhibit 1 for sentencing purposes, a proof of incarceration from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Huey, through the computations of the various times where he was arrested on these charges and released, and from the time that he's currently been in custody to the present, he has approximately 4 years under his belt against that 9-year sentence, and that 9-year sentence is parolable. So we're going to enter that as an exhibit before the court.
All right, that'll be Defendant's Exhibit 1 to this plea hearing, and as you know, and as I'm sure you have shared with Mr. Huey, it's ultimately the Department of Corrections that calculates the time served portion of the sentence, so it'll ultimately be up to them, but I will include that as a part of my sentencing sheet as well.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to represent Mr. Marquavius Huey along with my son, Attorney Carlton Matthews Jr., who also would like to address the court at this time, Your Honor. So we're asking this court to accept the negotiation that has been represented to the court and Mr. C.J. Matthews.
Yes, good afternoon to this honorable court.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews.
Gracious with this opportunity to represent and serve Mr. Huey. Mr. Huey is an honorable young man.
Crazy.
Mr.
His
Huey
name's
does not allow
CJ.
his mistakes to define him, but he is remorseful, Your Honor. He has learned, grown, and became a better man during this trial. Mr. Huey will have a release date, Your Honor. And I'm confident that he'll be a working-class citizen in society when he is released. We thank this honorable court, and we respectfully ask this court to accept this plea on today.
Mr. Matthews Sr. and Mr. Matthews Jr. have, I know that they have been working with you and negotiating with the state for over, I'm sure, the entire course of this trial and proceeding, but very, very hard over the last week and a couple of days to get where we are right now. And I know that you know that given the severity and the number of charges that you were facing, had you been convicted of all of those charges at trial, you were looking at the possibility of 3 consecutive life sentences, plus I think about 100 years after that. So the fact that the state is recommending,
why do they
jointly
even
with
sentence
your
people like
attorneys,
that?
Your total sentence be 25 years with 9 of those to serve is, It's frankly remarkable.
Because they know they fucked up, and this is an embarrassment for the state. Dismissing charges, saving face, that's all they're doing here.
And something that you should not take for granted or take lightly at all.
He definitely got the best deal right now.
Hear what both Mr.
Like
Matthews
crazy,
have said about
crazy
the
good
challenges
deal.
facing you in your life, and I am sorry for the loss of your father. One would hope that to have anybody that they love taken from them in a violent way like murder might have an impact upon their lives that would lead them in the right direction, but it's not particularly surprising that sometimes that's not what happens and it goes in a worse direction instead. I hope that with your age and with having really been faced with the distinct possibility of spending the entirety of the rest of your life in prison, the fact that you are getting this opportunity is not going to be wasted. I hope that you appreciate what the Matthews have done to go out of their way to line up somebody to be looking out for you when you are released from prison. Is this your decision to enter this guilty plea? Because no matter what your attorney's advice is, it's ultimately up to you whether to plead guilty or continue with the trial. So is this what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Very clear that this plea is to your benefit, considering the potential downside of moving forward with the continued trial. I find there to be a factual basis to this plea. I appreciate the fact that y'all have stipulated that there is a factual basis, and I find the plea to be freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered with an understanding of the consequences, and I will accept it as such. And I will sentence in accord with the negotiated recommendation with a total sentence of 25 years to serve 9 in custody, balance of 14 years. After that, 9 of those on probation and 5 suspended. And I'm going to impose the special conditions that you have already acknowledged.
I could have swore it was 11 years on probation, but I don't know what's going on here.
And acknowledge that you would abide by. And, somebody with a high school diploma, which is more than a whole lot of people ever achieve. So you've already achieved and proven that you can achieve good things. And who is only 28 years old, and who can really look down and already see the light of day for a release date. You need to make sure that during your time incarcerated that any other kind of thing that you have been, that you actually are pleading guilty to at least some of by having contraband or in any other way getting in trouble, because that's not going to bode well. I am going to recommend a transition program for you. I know that there's a lot of different job training available in our correction system, so I hope that you take advantage of that. Whether it's a commercial driver's license or whether you find something else that you want to do while you're in there, be making good use of your time while you're in there and furthering yourself. And you have had a fine example next to you for the past 2 years of what somebody can do with their lives, and be the father that you need to be and that you ought to be to your very young children. They're still going to be very young when you get out. And please make sure that you abide by all your probationary conditions, because if you don't, then you're going to be back to see me. And because I recognize how much of a break you're getting right now, probably not going to be as lenient if you come back before me again, because you are getting a huge opportunity to turn your life around, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's the sentence of the court, and I want to
That's
wish you
crazy.
good luck and good fortune. You can get through the next few years, and then you can have the rest of your life to do good work with.
Can you address the court?
Yes, I should have asked that. I'm sorry.
What? He's going to read something? No one else did this.
I want to thank the court, thank God. And, I want to apologize to my kids, my family, and everybody who supported me in this stressful process. I plan to do my time, come back, be a better man.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, let's take a recess.
Recess? So the recess never actually happened. It was the end of court for the day. There's rumors that Thug is close to a plea deal, but nothing's confirmed. Yak obviously denied a plea deal, and apparently Shannon did as well. So it's all up to Thug now. Do you see Thug accepting anything that's not time served and release? I don't.
Right.
The state said he was king slime. They're not
I
going
don't
to let
either.
Thug out easy.
There's no way he doesn't. If he takes a plea deal, it says time served and he is out of there. There's no way he's serving more time in there. There's actually no way. If that's the case, because they had all the people up there. They had his sister up there, or like family up there today. They had his record label up there. They had some other people for Thug up there today. So it would be very interesting if they take a plea and let him go. That would be the biggest L for the state of Georgia for sure.
So I don't know, man. I feel like Thug is going to stay in this trial, sadly. Hit subscribe to the membership. Love you guys. Peace out.
All right, man. W video. Cuff boys. W video, man. I always go to him for the recap stuff. Literally, I always go to his channel for all the recaps. He does a really good job. He's been doing a really good job throughout the whole trial. I've been watching his stuff when I can't watch the entire live stream throughout the day for work. So I usually just wait for him. But now I can react to them on my channel and on Twitch is where I'm live right now. But yeah, make sure if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. But yeah. All right, let's go on to the next video. Let's find another one. I think I got a bunch of my. Let me see. Stop recording. I think I got a bunch in my watch later. Let's see.
Another rapper.
All right, what's going on, YouTube? We are going to be reacting to Drake's lawyer speaks on Lil Durk's murder. So as y'all know, Lil Durk and some of the OTF guys are in custody right now, and Durk is facing a murder to hire charge, and it's a pretty big deal. It's very shocking to see that because he just got the key to the city. It's very shocking. It's just unfortunate that these guys blow up and just can't stay away. Like, they still think they have to keep that image of I'm in the hood and I do this. And the worst thing he could have done for Vaughn was literally spin for Vaughn. Because now, if he actually did do these alleged things, it's just really a way. I see this as in, what did King Von die for? Now you're going to go away forever. You're not going to be able to take care of your family inside. I mean, he will because he still has a good bit of money, but being locked up, you won't be able to really do much for your family. So let's get right into this video. This video is by Law and Crime as well. And so yeah, we're going to see what Drake's lawyer has to say about Lil Durk's murder. And let's get right into it.
Another rapper federally indicted, and these charges couldn't be more serious. The government claims that rapper Lil Durk ordered a hit on arrival in retaliation for the death of a close friend. The U.S. attorney calls it a cold-blooded murder. The twists and turns of this case can get a little complicated, but we're going to talk about it all with an attorney who has a lot of experience defending high-profile rappers. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey everybody, this is a Law and Crime legal alert. A mother was recently awarded millions of dollars in a lawsuit against baby formula part of a murder conspiracy trouble that's now facing Grammy Award-winning rap artist Lil Durk because he was arrested in Florida and charged with being part of a murder conspiracy that crisscrossed the country. Prosecutors allege that the rapper ordered a hit from Chicago on a man in Los Angeles. So it's a little bit of a convoluted story, but we're going to try to make sense of it for you. We have 32-year-old Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks. He started his rise to fame in 2010 when he started a rap collective called
It's crazy. Dirk's been going for a long time.
His most well-known songs are All My Life with J. Cole, Broadway Girls with Morgan Wallen. His featured part in Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later has really brought him up to attention. But last week, U.S. Marshals had stopped Banks from leaving the country at a Florida airport and booked him into the Broward County Jail. He had been indicted on a charge of conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death. He's also been hit with weapons charges too. These are federal charges, by the way. Very, very serious charges. We'll talk more about it, but we've gotten our hands on an affidavit from an FBI agent who was investigating Banks' connection to what was this brazen shooting at an LA gas station. And we also have the indictment from the Central District of California. So we're going to be taking information.
Let's read this. United States District Court for the Central District of California. So the United States plaintiffs, Kevon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, a.k.a. DD, Keith Jones, a.k.a. Flocka, David Brian Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, and then Asa Houston, a.k.a. Boogie. Yeah, so here's the conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, result in death. So these are the charges right here. Use, carry, and discharge firearms and machine gun, and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Possession of a machine gun. So these are all the crimes right here that they're indicted for. So this is the indictment. Let's continue.
From both documents. And now, because the court documents refer to the people involved in this case by their birth names, we're going to do the same. We'll talk about that in a second. But to get into this, I want to bring in celebrity defense attorney, friend of the show, Bradford Cohen, to talk more about this. Bradford, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. We have another rap star taken into custody.
I guess this is Drake's
serious charges. Very different than the Sean
lawyer
Combs
as well,
case, which we've been talking so much about. Just what are your initial thoughts on the indictment, the affidavit, these initial documents, and the initial allegations alleged by prosecutors?
So I think that when we look at the indictment itself, what's so interesting is, you know, and this happens quite often, they don't put all and everything that they have in the indictment because they don't have to, right? Less is more for an assistant U.S. attorney or the U.S. attorney's office. And in this case, I think that's what they did. They gave them enough to know that they know what's going on, but not enough to know everything that's going on. I think, obviously, there's been some rumors that there's been a snitch among his group that has been wearing a wire for some time. And
that's crazy.
The case, it's going to be a very difficult case for everyone involved, depending on how much talking there was going on.
How did Dirk's dreads look fake?
With the indictment is, you know, a lot of things around Dirk basically revolve around funding that he paid for airport, he paid for flights, he paid for hotels, he paid for car rentals, all these things that they utilized in this, you know, quote unquote murder for hire plot. So that's really where they're tying him in right now. But I think there's going to be more to come, and I think that there's going to be individuals that either will flip or that have already flipped, or there's going to be someone very close to him that was wearing a wire that would be willing to testify as to his involvement. Because his involvement right now is kind of tangentially involved,
right? Where
he's the funder, but there's no direct allegation that he said, hey, this is what I want done. There's an allegation that he spoke in code and he could have said this and all these different things, but there's no allegation that says, hey, this is what he said and this is what was going to happen.
And to be clear, when we're talking about this, obviously there are multiple people.
So I wonder if, I mean, I guess they have enough for just because he paid for everything. Everything was in his name. Like the credit card, I did see like the credit cards and buying the plane tickets and stuff like that were used under his name, so, and his money. So I guess that's how they're tying him to this. So it would be crazy to say if he never bought any of this stuff under his name, it would probably be a lot harder for them to charge him or put him connected to this to these crimes. So yeah, it's not looking good for Dirk. that boy Durkio's, it ain't looking. You're gonna be singing in prison, because someone's definitely singing against him right now. If Strowman truly wore a wire, that's crazy.
People involved. You can't have a conspiracy unless there are several people involved, especially something like this. So, although Banks might be the most famous of the names that are called out in the indictment, he's not the only one. I'm going to list them out. In the indictment, we have Kevon London Grant, we have DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, we have Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston. And the indictment also names 5 co-conspirators, with Banks being one of them. In the indictment, he's referred to by his initials DB, or co-conspirator 1. So here's a little bit of background on this case. And it really starts in 2020, because that is when Banks was with his friend and fellow Chicago rapper King Von at an Atlanta nightclub. And Von had apparently got into a fight with a Georgia rapper known as Quando Rondo. A friend of Rondo's allegedly pulled out a gun and shot King Von, killing him. Now, authorities say that Banks and his rap collective, OTF, the one that I mentioned, they wanted retribution. They wanted payback. So he allegedly made it known that he would pay a bounty for anyone who killed Rondo, who's, by the way, his real name is Tyqueon Bowman. Now, in the court documents, he's named as TB. I know there's a lot of different names here, but stick with me. We're going to try to make sense of this. So investigators say that in 2022, so this is 2 years after that Atlanta shooting of King Von, a plan came together to kill Bowman. The criminal complaint that was filed against Banks includes an affidavit from an FBI agent, and she gives her summary of probable cause. The affidavit reads in part, quote, Banks is the leader of the Chicago-based rap collective known as Only the Family, or OTF. In addition to OTF's status as a rap collective, I know based on the investigation that OTF also acts as an association, in fact, of individuals who engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Banks and to maintain their status in OTF. For example, based on evidence collected during the investigation,
Golly, man, I wish these dudes would just
witnesses, I know that
get out, bro. Like, you made it. Like, you don't need to surround yourself with that, man. Like, it's so dumb. Like, you already beat the odds. Why keep yourself in there where you have to keep beating the odds? Literally. Like, you already hit the jackpot. Leave the casino.
Their family members have already received threats and or have been contacted in what appears
It's like you're playing
to influence.
It's like Dirk is in the casino and keeps going all in every time he makes it, or like every time he hits the jackpot, or every time he wins a hand. It's like he has to stay in there and keep going all in. Like, dude, you've won enough. Get out of there. Like, it's so stupid. I hate this, man. Literally hate this.
Their participation in this investigation. What do you make of that, Bradford?
So it's basic. You know, like a lot of these allegations, you can almost take each one of these and put them into every case that we've seen as of late, where witnesses are either contacted or witnesses are offered a monetary amount not to testify. And sometimes that comes with a civil case. You know, like if there's a civil matter that's outstanding, they might say, hey, listen, there's a civil matter that you could have, and we're going to give you a settlement of XYZ. The feds automatically take that as you're buying off a witness. So it just depends on the facts of those circumstances. Like, I've seen it many times where the feds read into it differently than you would if you just read it yourself, wherein people are trying to be influenced. A friend of a friend might contact you and say, like, hey, listen, this isn't a good idea to be a witness in a federal case. The feds take that as, oh, hey, this is, you know, Bob Smith influencing this witness because he's friends with this person who's friends with that person. A lot of times that doesn't shake out the way that they put it in the indictment, and they put that in the indictment specifically for bond purposes, right? So when you go in for bond, they say, hey, listen, this guy's trying to influence everybody, and here's all these things. But when you actually get into the case, sometimes those things don't shake out, and then it's already too late because you already moved for bond and you didn't get bond.
That's the same thing that's happening with Sean Combs. I mean, well, that's a little different because he's not charged specifically with obstruction, but it's part of the racketeering count. I read this indictment. I didn't see anything that Lil Durk is charged specifically with obstruction or witness tampering. It's more the conspiracy. There's also federal weapons charges. So does that give you pause too, that he's not, I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong, that he wasn't directly charged with anything like witness tampering, obstruction?
Yeah, it always gives me pause. Whenever the feds throw an indictment in, it gives me pause right away because a lot of times you'll see in the indictment, there's a lot of accusations in the indictment that when you start getting into it and it starts kind of flushing out the facts, they stretch what could be a basic fact, they stretch it into something that it's not. And I've seen this time and time again. So in this case, it could be individuals that are loosely associated with OTF or that is signed to the label or something else that has contacted a witness, and they're trying to put whatever they did onto Dirk Banks. So that's the issue here, right? Is that they're just lumping them all together. They'll just say, hey, listen, you know, because this guy did that, obviously Dirk is the quote unquote leader of OTF. He must have known what was going on. Therefore, he shouldn't get a bond because this is a dangerous gang and etc. You notice they stopped short of saying this is a dangerous gang and said this is a dangerous association of individuals that known as OTF, which I thought was interesting because generally speaking, when it comes to these,
here comes the Rico
rap groups, so like, you know, there's OTF and YNW and YSL, and they all say like, hey, all of these nicknames, this is all a gang. And you know, even though it's a record label, it's also a gang, and that's kind of their argument with every single one of these, and that's going to be their argument here. But I thought it was interesting in the indictment, it didn't specifically say gang, it said an association of individuals that go under OTF. I thought that was kind of interesting because I don't know what kind of evidence they have to say OTF is or is not a gang legally, the legal definition.
I thought it was PTSD from the YSL trial. Let's not rush to call anything a gang because of all the trouble there. That's a separate conversation. We can have a long talk about that. Okay, but this I think could be problematic for Little Dirk, and I'll get into this because on the morning of October 24th, we have federal and local law enforcement. They execute these search warrants in Chicago. They arrest Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston. And that is when they learned that Banks had booked multiple flights that were leaving the country. The affidavit says the FBI received notifications from U.S. Customs and Border Protection showing that Banks had been booked as a passenger on 2 international flights, a one-way flight from Miami to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, connecting through Doha, Qatar, scheduled to depart the evening of October 24th, and one-way flight from Fort Lauderdale to Switzerland, connecting via New Jersey, also scheduled.
What are you watching?
This is Drake's lawyer talking about Lil Durk's case.
Good night.
Night.
Naya's going over to Lena's. She's getting an Uber, so just if the door opens, that's all.
Okay. But they not like do not have school in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Naya, text me when you get there.
All right, let's get back to it.
Scheduled to depart the evening of October 24th. Now, Banks didn't board either flight, but at approximately 6:40 p.m., the FBI received an additional CBP notification that Banks had been booked as a passenger on a private plane departing Miami and destined for Italy, scheduled to depart at approximately 9 p.m. At approximately 8 p.m., Banks was arrested by law enforcement in the vicinity of the departing airport. So, Bradford, I mean, that seems to be evidence that he might have been trying to leave the country. You tell me what you make of that.
So, I make a couple different things of that. So the first part of that is all the countries that he has. That Dubai is going to extradite you. Switzerland's going to extradite you. These countries are going to extradite. You know, the only places that don't extradite are like you go to Vietnam, you go to Morocco. There's certain countries that don't extradite, like strictly don't extradite. All these other countries, even if they don't have a treaty with the U.S. for extradition, they're going to extradite because they rely on the U.S. for money. They rely on the U.S. for support. Switzerland, especially. Italy will deport you in about 10 seconds. They'll extradite you in 10 seconds.
That's crazy.
So I don't make much of whether or not he was going to escape and flee the country. I think more than likely, and sometimes this happens, when it was unusual that there were so many booked, right? What's not unusual is sometimes where an individual doesn't know whether or not there's a warrant out for their arrest. And I've seen this before happen in the past, where some associates get arrested, and in order to see whether or not they have a warrant, because that's not public knowledge whether or not they have a warrant, they'll book an international flight, and it'll red flag them, and then they'll get a call from the FBI, or their lawyer will get a call, and they'll say, like, hey, your client's red flagged. They're trying to leave the country. Just so you know, they're under investigation or XYZ, and you find out information you wouldn't necessarily find out. Now, I don't know if that's the case here because there were so many that were booked, but I have seen that before in the past, where a client will call me and say, like, hey, Bob Smith got arrested. Can you check if I have a warrant? We can't check if there's a warrant. Oh, no one tells us there's a warrant. So
just to be clear about that, so you're saying instead of they didn't have an option where he calls his lawyers and say, hey, can you check with the feds to find out if there's a warrant out for my arrest? That wouldn't work. So you're saying this is a way for him to find out, hey, am I in trouble? I'm going to book these flights and see if they get flagged.
Sure, and it's happened before. Now, the difference here is there's so many flights. You know, there's 2 or 3 flights that were booked. That's the weird part of it. But it wouldn't be weird for me to see someone that books a flight to the Bahamas. They book a flight to, Italy or Spain, and then, within 6 hours of booking that flight, they get a call or we get a call. That happens quite often. Now, it depends on your lawyer. Like, for example, me, if somebody says to me, hey, do I have a warrant out? And, my associate got arrested. I've been doing this so long, I can make a phone call and not necessarily find out if there's a warrant, but I'll find out, they'll tell me, hey, listen, don't have your guy leave the country. Like, he's being watched. And then I know, okay, just let me know if I need to surrender him or whatever I need to do. And that's the relationship that you build over 30 years. Not everyone can do that.
That's an interesting alternative explanation for that. I'm sure it will come out in a bond, in a bond hearing if he's questioned about that. So let me go now to these alleged co-conspirators and what exactly happened here. We have to make sense of it. So the indictment that was filed in the Central District of California gets into it, and it says that all of them conspired and agreed with each other to knowingly use facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, namely airplanes, cars, cell phones, and the internet, with intent that the murder of TB be committed in violation of laws of any state, namely the state of California, as consideration for the receipt of and consideration for a promise and agreement to pay anything of pecuniary value, namely money, and lucrative music opportunities with OTF. So this is a murder for hire plot in exchange for career opportunities or money. And according to the FBI and other investigators, Banks was the one who put out this call for a bounty. And then he got word that his apparent target, Bowman, was going to be visiting Los Angeles. So authorities say they have proof that Banks and or OTF provided the funds for 5 people to fly from Chicago to San Diego and then apparently drive to Los Angeles, with the plan being to kill Mr. Bowman. The indictment lays out what we call overt acts that they say this group committed in furtherance of this conspiracy. You can't just have an agreement. You have to have overt acts, overt steps that were taken to actually commit this crime. And the apparent proof ties it back to all the defendants. For example, one overt act says, on August 18th, 2022, co-conspirator 1 texted co-conspirator 3, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. So again, that's allegedly Lil Durk writing that. There are text messages between 3 of the defendants showing that they had the same airline ticket information. One of them also messaged someone on Instagram to say, on my way to LA. And it's also being reported that Banks himself allegedly flew to Southern California on a private plane, was staying at a hotel in the San Fernando Valley, and authorities say they have camera footage that puts him there. Grant, who was allegedly a top OTF associate, bought ski masks, got cars.
How dumb can you be, bro?
Including one that had allegedly been converted into a machine gun. This is a federal crime. This is what prosecutors are alleging Grant did. And the indictment says that 6 people total. They traveled in 2 cars to the hotel in downtown LA where Bowman was supposedly staying. They allegedly started following Bowman, who was in a black Escalade with his cousin, Savia Robinson, known as SR. The indictment includes photos from a traffic camera showing the white Infiniti the suspects were in, seemingly following the black SUV. And the indictment says that the suspects then followed the Escalade to a Beverly Hills gas station, parked in an alley, And the indictment reads, on August 19th, 2022, at the Beverly gas station, defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 used the firearms procured by defendant Grant, including the fully automatic firearm, to shoot at TB's car, striking and killing SR, who was standing next to TB's car while TB was inside. And the images below show defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 firing their guns at TB's black Escalade. So we have the death of
That's
SR.
crazy.
TB survived this attack. And the filing includes surveillance photos of what prosecutors say are the suspects appearing to fire guns towards the gas pumps. And you can see it's daylight in these photos at a gas station.
Broad day
in the
is
middle of Beverly
crazy,
Hills.
dog.
So Bradford, whoever was responsible for this, what a blatant crime, what a blatant act in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But talk to me how strong you think this case is, based on what I've been saying. If we're trying to prove, if the prosecutors are trying to prove
Dudes are idiots, dog.
conspiracy, what do you make of some of this evidence? Text messages, surveillance, travel receipts. What do you make of it?
I think that Dirk will still have a defense. I think that, I don't know everything that's going on. Obviously, no one does. From what I'm reading in the indictment, I think there's some missing pieces there when it comes to Dirk about how involved he was in this alleged conspiracy. The other guys, where they all have plane tickets, they all got a car, they're on tape. That's going to be a very difficult case for those lawyers who have that case, because, and I've said this multiple times on multiple cases, there are so many ways these days to catch individuals in this type of crime, where you have cell phone records, GPS data. You're going to have cross-reference on the phones, what phones are together at what times. You're going to have car rental agreements. You're going to have videotapes. It's real funny because very often you find these red light cameras and things like that the feds get on state cases where I want the footage, where I know it's good for my client. They're like, sorry, we don't save that footage. But somehow the feds get, camera footage from red light cameras, camera footage from the next door neighbor, camera footage from some guy who's just randomly on the street. So you'll see that they will put together a forensic case against the actual shooters that, will be very heavily based on cell phone records, GPS data, and videotapes. Now, when it comes to Dirk Banks,
Freaking dummies.
So far I've seen one text that says, don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking. Certainly that's not a good text, but is that the only text? Because that doesn't, that in itself doesn't stand on its own. Certainly it's circumstantial. But like I said, we have to wait and see what other evidence they have. If they have a snitch, if they have videotapes or audio tapes of him saying something, I think that's a lot different than, hey, just make sure you don't associate my name with these guys. Because he could be blaming, Grant or one of these other guys and saying like, hey, these guys are going to do some crazy stuff. And he's like, hey, listen, make sure it doesn't associate with me at all. You can look at that a million different ways. So
that's true.
I'm hesitant to say that they have, a slam dunk case on Dirk Banks. I think that they have a long way to go on Dirk Banks in order to prove the conspiracy against him. I think the others, it's going to be very heavily based on paperwork.
So in other words, look, I said it before, what a blatant attack. You're shooting in the middle of the day near gas pumps, which could explode. If you make the argument that the case against the shooters is really strong, could there be a situation where they work out an attractive plea deal? I don't know what an attractive plea deal would look like for them, considering what they're facing and what the accusations are, where they turn on Lil Durk. What would be a scenario what kind of deal could be worked out where you're working a deal out with the alleged shooters to go after the principal of this case, or the alleged principal?
It's happened quite often in the past. And if you told me, the deal that Sammy the Bull worked out, right? The guy killed like 19 or 20 people. He ended up getting, a year or two in jail, followed by probation. If you told me that was a deal that someone would get for, being associated with 19 or 20 murders, I would tell you that's an impossible deal to get. So it all depends on the hunger of the U.S. attorney and the AUSA that's involved. And if they want this individual badly enough, they'll make very attractive deals for these individuals. What does a very attractive deal look like? I think they go for the lowest hanging fruit. Whoever, didn't actually kill the guy, maybe someone that was involved that didn't actually shoot, or someone that shot but it didn't hit. They're going to have forensics. Yeah. So they'll take whoever is the least culpable, and I think that they'll approach him and make a deal with him, that'll be the most attractive. And if that guy doesn't make a deal, they'll move on to the next guy. So usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first, the guy that you think will flip, the guy that didn't really have that much involvement. And
there's no way people do this crime, like these things, and think
like, oh, it could have been
they are going to get away with it. There's just no way.
Right.
There's no way people think that, right?
To mention that because they don't really go into any kind of facts about it. They just say it could have been, that they would have advanced in their career. But what does that look like? Dirk promised them like a record deal, like doesn't,
or they assumed it. And if they assumed it, that's a weaker case for the prosecution. If it was just like, oh, I assumed if I did this for him,
Correct. And that's, so you got it. That's the key, right? They're like, hey, I knew if I helped him out, he would give me a record deal.
Now, let me put a bow on this and talk about what happened after the shooting. The suspects then apparently went to an In-N-Out hamburger stand to talk about payment for the murder. Then they flew home to Chicago from San Diego. Wilson later paid Jones and Lindsay an undisclosed amount of money. That's how prosecutors say this murder plot ended. But the indictment, it charges the 5 named defendants and the 5 alleged co-conspirators with violation of the U.S. Code. It's 1958, use of interstate commerce facilities in the commission of murder for hire. It's part of the statute dealing with racketeering. And because someone was killed, Banks faces life in prison or possibly the death penalty if he's
That's
convicted.
crazy.
All the defendants.
Holy shit.
They're also charged with
Imagine.
firearm possession resulting in a death. The indictment says they knowingly used and carried firearms, including a firearm that defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston knew to be a machine gun during and or in relationship to and possessed such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence. In so doing, discharged the firearms, resulting in the death of S.R. And defendant Keith Jones, he's also charged separately for knowingly possessing a machine gun, namely a 10mm caliber firearm equipped with an auto-sear conversion device, which was designed and intended solely and exclusively for use in converting a weapon into a machine gun, which defendant Jones knew to be a machine gun. So, Bradford, I've laid out what we know so far. We expect at this point Banks to be extradited from Florida, where he was arrested, to California to face these charges. Talk to me about the next steps, particularly the issue of bail and how you think that might work with defendant Lil Durk and how that's going to work with the other co-defendants. Let's start there.
Okay, so with Durk, what happens is when you
Dirk's not getting bail, bro.
The feds have 3 days to get together a bond package if they request it. So you get arrested, you show up in front of a judge, you say, Judge, we're not agreeing to, pretrial detention, which is what the government always seeks on these type of cases, especially with this type of case. I don't think that they're going to seek the death penalty on this case. It's not one of those cases that would be appropriate for it. I'd be shocked. I mean, shocked. But long story short is, when you're arrested in another jurisdiction, you can move for bond in that jurisdiction. He can move for bond here and then have the judge in California review that bond if it's denied or even if it's granted. And I've had issues where I filed in Florida, they're arrested in Florida, but it's a case out of, most recently I had a case out of Massachusetts. The judge in Florida granted me a bond, and the U.S. attorney in Massachusetts said, I want the judge up here to review it to revoke the bond. And that was denied. But we went for a bond hearing, but the judge in Massachusetts still upheld the bond. So generally down here, what will happen is, okay, he goes in front of the judge says, hey, you want a bond hearing? I usually say, yeah, I want a bond hearing here as opposed to California because of a couple different reasons. One is, if it's a judge that I know and I know how they behave in court, I can get a lot of information about the case. They put a case agent on, they might put another witness on, and I can find out a lot more details about the case so that when they do go to California, I'm kind of prepared with, okay, I know where they're going with the case. I know what else they have. It's not just this one text, it's something else. I kind of see their case, and It prepares me to go to California and then have that case reviewed by the California judge. And now I'm even more prepared for that next bond hearing in front of the California judge. But I don't know what they're going to do in this case. They could just say, hey, judge, extradite him to California. The California lawyers are going to deal with the bond in California and move for bond there. And like I said, once he gets there, they'll have a couple days to prepare. The government will have a couple days to prepare. And now, because it'll take a week to get there, they'll have even more time to prepare. That's why I like to do them quick. I like to do bond hearings quick because it doesn't give them that much time.
I don't think
to
he gets
prepare.
bond unless
And
have they. I
especially when
wonder.
you're in a
This
different
video's like
jurisdiction, the
a couple
agent
days old.
usually has to
I wonder if
fly
he's gotten
here,
bond or denied
prep
it
the
yet,
U.S. attorney that's
or
here.
filed for
All those things
a move
come
for a
into
bond.
strategy play. My guess is on this type of case, the judge is probably not going to give him a bond. That's my guess. I kinda
Yeah,
know the
that's what I
facts.
was
I know the
saying.
attorneys that are involved. I don't see where the judge will be, especially the Florida judge would be like, yeah, this sounds like a case I'm going to give him bond and send him to California. If anything, he's got a better shot in California of getting a bond than Florida.
Now, there are a lot of moving factors here. Real quickly before we wrap up, a lot of moving factors here, a lot of different ways this can go. When do you see a trial in a case like this?
Generally, on these type of cases where it's very, very heavy on paperwork, you won't see a trial for 12 to 14 months, minimum. Usually, federal cases move a lot faster than state cases. My murder cases in state court, or even murder for hire cases in state court, usually take 18 to 24 months. If it's really, really quick, 18 months. But usually 18 to 24 months to really get all the facts and get your experts in line. Don't forget, they're going to need experts. They're going to need phone experts. They're going to need video surveillance experts. All these different experts they're going to have to hire. And I usually, on these type of cases where they're saying, oh, he was talking in code, I usually also hire an expert in like the lingo, right? It's like individuals that are in the rap world that can say, oh, I know what the word cat means. And you'd be surprised because the feds always, whenever there's a word that they think could be this way, it can also be interpreted the other way. So, and they always want to interpret it against your client.
Thank you so much for breaking on
I think that's
Sidebar.
about
Thank you.
it. But yeah, W video, man. Let me leave him a like. But yeah, I need to look up and see if Dirk actually got bond. I don't think he's going to get it in this case. I really don't think he's going to get it. It's not looking good for Dirk, for sure. He has gotten himself into a lot of mess. So we'll see. We'll see, man. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, turn on the post notifications, leave a comment, and let me know what I should react to next. All right. I didn't hit the record button on that, so I'm gonna have to download the whole VOD from Twitch. Unless I can just take a snippet of that. I'll see. I've never done that before, so. All right, let's see. I might play a little bit of COD, or I might just get off. I'm a little tired today. Ran 2 streams today. Let me see if we got a short video, a fun one. Let's see. McCann watch. Attorneys discuss YSL plea deal. We can do this one. Let's do this one.
Result. It's an.
All right, so we got and this is I can't remember the guy's name, but this is one of the lawyers. This is the first guy that took a plea deal in the YSL case. He got a really good deal too. They got him down to a 20-7, which with time served and his His parole is available at 40 months, and I think he's done 31 months. So he has a possibility of getting out in 9 months, which is a huge W, a L for the state for sure. So let's watch this video. Let's get right into it.
Then walk us through what you think of this plea deal you were able to negotiate.
Well, insofar as it resolves
Bruce Harvey
all
and
of
then
these charges against Mr.
Marvius
Nichols, I think it is an exceptional result. It's an exceptional result for the following reasons. No murder charges, no gang charges, no factual acknowledgments required by the state, no other charges except for one conspiracy charge that was factually underpinned by convictions that Mr. Nichols already had from almost 6 years ago. So that result, I think, is an excellent result for him and resolves all of these cases. You know, the RICO charge in this case was a RICO conspiracy. And underlying the RICO conspiracy were all the 100+ factual predicates, some of which have already been resolved by and against Mr. Nichols. Some of them we hadn't even gotten to. And I don't believe the state would have been able to prove Mr. Nichols' responsibility for those predicate acts. So this was, yeah, we were in a conspiracy. Yeah, we acknowledge that factually the underpinnings of the RICO conspiracy are satisfied by what already was presented and what he had already pled to, but nothing else. No, as we said, no murder, no guns, nothing else. No gang charges. Listen, there is no gang charge. He did not acknowledge being in a gang, being responsible for being in a gang, committing.
Okay, so if that's the case, so he is only getting charged so literally he's only getting charged a conspiracy. Like, none of the things were true. I mean, none of the things have been proven against him. So if the whole thing, so he's not getting any gang charges. So, and you got to understand too, if this goes to trial, continues to go to trial for Young Thug, you have to know the jury has seen all of this crap. You have to. There's no way. There's actually no way. And he's pled guilty to the RICO conspiracy, and that's it. And I agree with him. I don't think the state had enough and was going to be able to prove that he had anything, and all those charges underneath the RICO would further the RICO Act. So I agree. I think he got a great deal. I mean, yeah, sometimes you have to plead guilty to, even though if you feel like you're not guilty, even sometimes pleading guilty is in the best interest of the person. So it kind of sucks. Because if the trial would have kept going, who knows? The jury might have said not guilty. But the thing is, he is rolling the dice on the other things, which they dismissed the murder charges and all the other charges that were probably still pending, which is what he just said, what Mr. Harvey just said. So it's a very big win for him for sure. He can get out in 9 months. This W, man.
Any kind of violent act on behalf of any gang. Yes, I was in a overall conspiracy. Thank you, see you later.
You were behind kind of the original mistrial motion that led to this flurry of negotiations.
Yes.
Just walk us through kind of how it went from that to...
God damn, why they...
Well, the state
why
made
they zoom in on her like
errors
that?
in the case, into which we had to ask for a mistrial. So we were satisfied that the judge, she heard us and our motion and asking for a mistrial, and that, errors cannot be repeatedly occur in front of the jury and inadmissible evidence being heard by the jury. And so we're glad that the judge, heard our motion and said, do you want a mistrial, and will you take a mistrial without prejudice? And, and then we went into negotiation, and we're pleased with the outcome of our negotiation.
How relieved are you after, being part of Georgia's longest trial that, your portion of this at least is over?
Well, now we can wear B suits and A suits. No. How relieved are we? Once you're in that routine and once you're there with your fellow lawyers and your fellow co-defendants, I mean, it's almost ritualistic. I mean, we were there every day. We were working every day. So, we're relieved because the result for Mr. Nichols was the right result. Now we have to deal with the rest of the world. They can release us from our kidnapped status.
You're gonna miss it?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes, clearly. But I'm glad that all of us could work that resolution. And that resolution, again, from Mr. Nichols was no gang, no factual acknowledgments, no murders. So he can go on about his life and get out. He's a young man. He's a nice-looking man. He's a smart guy. So I'm hoping that this projects him forward and doesn't leave him in the lurch.
I'm going to say, you're almost, sorry.
I saw that you choked up during.
I did.
And this had to be a difficult decision because during this time, he's become family in a sense.
Yeah, very much so.
How difficult was it actually deciding not to go with the mistrial without prejudice versus go ahead and make?
Yeah, but that allows him to do it again.
Yeah.
That allows the case to continue and doesn't resolve the case and doesn't give any sense of finality. Without the factual acknowledgments, without agreeing to the state's factual contentions, this ends the case. I mean, it's over. A mistrial without prejudice means it's subject to recurring. And there's a whole other group of severed defendants that are still out there and awaiting resolution. And I think we're in the best posture at this particular point with this particular judge in the 2 years that we've been litigating this and everything that has happened to strike at this particular point.
You were talking about, you guys do a word of the day. Or
yes.
Can you
Yes,
talk about that and kind of what's next for him once he gets out?
Well, can I tell you that he is a very receptive young man. He's like a sponge. He doesn't have a formal education. He doesn't have a consolidated family upbringing. But he's very curious and he's very smart. So we would use a word or get a word a day and we would define it. We would use it in a sentence. And, you can see his intellectual curiosity. He's a really good kid and a smart kid. And I want him, truly.
Oh, damn.
It's true. I mean, we've spent 2 years.
Damn.
Over 2 years.
That's crazy. That
with our
man
client.
really cares about his client, bro.
And like Attorney Hard was saying, he's intelligent and he's so much more than unfortunately what comes out during a trial process. And the
thank
word
you
a
for
day,
that follow, man.
That's the word a day.
Didu.
Myself,
Didu.
Attorney Harvey, we go back and forth of picking a word.
Thank you for the follow, man.
We
Appreciate
teach him the
that.
pronunciation of the word, and
I am
then
5 more away
2-3
from
weeks later, he'll use a
our
word
goal of
that
40
he learned,
followers.
2-3 weeks before, and he keeps it going. And so he's a great individual, and we're glad that this is over for him. It's been 2 years too long.
But he's also developed a pretty sophisticated understanding of the system. I mean, he can look at me when something happens and go, hey, this is what happened. This is what should happen. I know what is going on here. So he, like I'm saying, he's a sponge. I mean, let's bring these kids forward.
This trial has been a learning process for all involved in YouTube and media and also in the prosecution.
Ah, dang, he's about to choke up again, bruh.
All of the things that you've shared and done.
Why they keep zooming in on his
Well,
face like
just
that,
shout
man?
out to the YouTube folks. I mean, we all watched it. We all watched the commentary, and we love the commentary, and we point out the commentary. So we've had a good time seeing the reaction to what has happened in the courtroom. And, you know, people have an idea of what happens in court.
That's crazy.
It's
So they
always,
are
you know,
watching
inflammatory, it's
the YouTube
flamboyant,
comments
it's this and something
and the
always
live stream. That's pretty
interesting
cool.
has happened, except for the days and days we have with phone records. And so somebody up there saying, well, this is the phone number that's associated with, you know, Miss Johnson. And really, what was the name of that? What's the address? And let's write that down. I mean, it's just drudgery. It is, you know, section after section after section. And I know it's all part of a puzzle, but I hope that everybody understands that it is not all excitement and that you've seen how deeply everybody has dug into this case and all of the things that have been litigated week after week and day after day after day. So we appreciate what everybody says.
Any message to the rest of the defense attorneys still fighting for their clients in this case?
Good luck. You know.
Nah, bro.
Do you think this plea is going to affect?
No,
any
he
of the
did
rest
not
of the
just
case
wipe
moving
his
forward?
nose.
Well, you know something?
What the hell?
We were, I think we were.
Nah, this man is
lucky.
crazy.
No, but not
YSL
lucky.
Harvey.
Let me try to find a better word. We were able to resolve our case.
I got to check the comments
in
of
a
this video
different
after this.
fashion than what I understand has been put on the table for others. When I say we resolved it to a single count, we resolved it without those other acts, we resolved it without any factual acknowledgments. If you have been following this closely, every other person in this case who has pled has signed a plea agreement with factual acknowledgments. YSL, I'm a member, it's a gang, I did this, I would do this on behalf of the gang, and I did this, and I agree that that's what the situation is. We were able to resolve our case without any of that, and that's the distinction. And I certainly hope, I wish the very best for every one of those young men, and including, you know, Jeffrey Williams, who's been sitting in jail for years now. And he is an incredible talent and a wonderful young man. So I wish the best for all.
And last question from me. Do you know the 7 years? I know there's like a complicated formula of how early in theory he could
Well,
get
it's
out.
not that complicated.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't take Einstein. Remember, E equals MC squared. Do we know that? We do know that. Do I know? No, I don't. If I knew, are you going to ask how much
I was going to say, how much time does he have left of the 7 years?
But he's got, what, 24 plus 5, 29 months in. There are parole guidelines for his offense, but at the end of the day, it's up to the Georgia Board of Pardons and Paroles. And if I knew that, I would be the richest lawyer in the world, and I would be on a beach with a cocktail in one of those little umbrellas, and my pinky would be up. Okay.
I think it was kind of good favor if he had any other outstanding issues that would affect any of his probation going forward. To your knowledge, well, I know that you can't go in depth, but is there anything that will affect his?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. There is nothing related to this case. There is nothing that he has in his past that is affecting his ability to move forward. and appropriately serve this case, this sentence. Okay? His kids and his wife look forward to getting him back home.
That was cool to watch. But him wiping his nose was crazy. Let me see. Oh, there you go. I love how you wipe his nose. It means nothing. Yeah, that dude's funny, bruh. But yeah, that is Bruce Harvey on the plea deal with Quay, or one of the Quays in the trial. Like I said, he got the 20 due 7. He's already got, we said 29, 31 months already done. He's available for parole at 40 months and could get out. So about 10 to 9 months, well, 11 to 9 months, he could probably be getting out, which is a huge W for him. But yeah, if you are new to YouTube, make sure you leave a comment, press that like button, and turn on those notification bells. We'll see you in the next one. Alrighty. That is that one. Y'all are sitting here watching me do reactions for YouTube live. That was funny. Alright. Do I got any more? That's 10:30. Should I play a little bit of I'm not feeling it. I gotta wait till I get my controller. Dude, playing on a PS5 controller for COD for some reason is killing me. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I think I've played with an Xbox controller for too long, and now my hands are accustomed to the Xbox controller. And I can't do my jump shot the way I roll my finger. So on the Xbox controller, I trigger and then I roll my finger as I'm holding trigger to jump. And for some reason I can't do it. I can't do it when my thumb is down here, but I can do it when it's right here, because then I don't have to move my thumb. Like, I don't have to move as much. So yeah, so the story of me. But I did just get a new Xbox Scuff controller, so that should be here in a minute soon. But I am on 2. But I have one more gun. Actually, I am going to get on, because I have one gun that is close, and I probably need to make a little headway on them. So I'll start on gun 4 soon. So actually, we are going to do that. So let's go ahead and load up COD. We're going to play that for a little bit. I'm going to play until I get this gun gold. So we'll do that. Log that in. Let me put that up. Face cam. Put that up. Alright, we're at 2 out of 3. Oh, no, that's probably super loud. Okay. Let me change that here. Twitch. When I get on stream the rest of this week, I'm probably going to have to be reacting or watching Kai on stream. Because I don't want to miss anything, man. But I guess I'll be watching him up here, but I'll be playing the game too as well. Let's see how that goes. Or I might watch it on my phone, so I don't miss anything. Let me change the game. Dang, we're 6 more away. Let me change this to backups. 6. Okay. All right, let's get it. Find match. All right, I gotta get 40 more headshots. 38. I don't know if I can. Probably can do that next hour.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point located. Enemy UAV inbound.
First.
Hard point is active. Hard point is secure.
Here we go. The bullshit.
Enemy napalm strike incoming. Hostile shooter. Hard point identified. We've taken control.
Like, dude.
Damn, we need headshots.
Hard point active.
As soon as I
locked down.
Oh fuck.
Nice.
He
We're
killed
pulling
with a
ahead.
pistol in 3 hits. Damn,
Weaver requesting UAV tasking.
UAV established overhead.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point located. Deploy care package.
UAV flight time 50% on my mark. Mark.
Hard point is active. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
TACOM, we're flying on fumes. UAV returning to tank.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hostile RCXD in your AO. Hard point identified. Hard point active. Hostile UAV established overhead. Hard point is secure. Weaver authorizing interceptor flight. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Enemy scout pulse detected.
So bad.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Fucking bullets.
Hard point
What the
located.
fuck?
Hard point is active. Hard point locked down.
So fucking stupid, dude.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Ah. It's just hard to fucking snap on someone.
Enemy UAV inbound.
And it's like, it's not like sunk in.
Hard point identified.
That was the other thing too of my controller. I can't move.
Hard point active. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Concave.
Like, why are y'all all...
Sniper shooting.
It's fucking bullshit.
Hard point is secure.
Ah, man.
Hostiles have the
I
hard
can't
point.
even imagine how ranked is gonna fucking rage induce me.
Hard point located. We got the lead. Now hold it. Hard point is active. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Damn it, we've lost the lead. Hard point locked down. Lead's ours. Right down. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Swear, these guns are
Hostiles
all
have captured the
Martian
hard
loaded,
point.
bro.
Hard point locked down. Hard point identified. Hard point is secure. Hard point active. Hard point locked down. Finish line's in sight. Don't let up. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point located. Come on, you're losing this fight. Enemy UAV inbound. Hard point is active. Hard point is secure. We've taken control. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hostiles have the hard
No,
point.
like, just...
Hard point is secure. Good call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound. RCXD detected.
Hostile RCXD.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Guess I chose the wrong people for the job. My bad.
Park requesting immediate dust off.
Eyes on enemy. Right down.
Domination. Engagement windows open. Go, go, go! Taking A. Lock down A. We've taken the lead. Stay on task. Losing Bravo.
Damn, I gotta piss.
Snipers down! Advance! Taking B.
Got a sniper.
Taking Bravo underway.
Dude, there's like no way.
Bravo zone secure.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
TACOM, requesting recon overhead.
Oh,
We got a sniper.
man. Bro, this game is a lot different than the other ones. I will say that. Look at that. I'm getting none. Look at that. I'm getting none innocent.
Authorizing CUAV ECM mission.
I'm literally getting none innocent. I gotta figure out why.
Losing B. Losing Bravo.
I'm literally getting no aim assist. Holy shit. I see the issue. I'm getting no aim assist.
Requesting recon above.
This is all fucking thumb work. I gotta fix that.
I get the last word.
Losing B.
Authorizing napalm strike.
Engaging hostile. Hostile marksman. Hostile up.
Losing Bravo.
Flashbang out.
We lost B.
Hostile marksman.
I gotta fix this dude.
Securing B.
Let's see if this makes a difference with the. God, I feel like I'm fighting myself. Oh yeah, I think this feels a little bit. I think you can feel this. Yeah. No way the dynamic or the shooting curve changes that much. Let me see, where am I at? And, I'm getting nowhere, bruh. I'm gonna be on this until the end of the game. We will see if this makes a difference. Because holy fuck. Oh my god.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Our HVT has been eliminated.
Yeah, holy shit.
You are HVT. Stay alert. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire.
Gun doesn't feel heavy as shit.
You're falling behind, Crimson. We took out their HVT. They got our HVT. Protect our HVT. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. The lead is ours. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Enemy HVT is down. Our HVT has been eliminated. Hostile HVT located. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. fire. Keep the package safe. They got our HVT. Protect our HVT. HVT under fire. HVT under fire. We've given up the lead. Our HVT has been eliminated. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. We claimed the advantage. Now hold it. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. They got our HVT. Protect our HVT. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Our HVT has been eliminated. You lost the fugitives again. Langley, won't you please?
I should probably have warned you. I am a very bad loser.
Face-off kill confirmed.
I don't know right now.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
I don't know this map. Insanity. I just put so much damage into all of them. Comes around the corner. I gotta see this. Oh shit! That motherfucker is turned.
Mistake, prisoner.
Damn.
That's a kill.
Prisoner spotted.
Hold the line, Crimson. This is ours to lose.
God dang, it's so late for damn shoot.
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract Crimson.
Oh my god, this game will last for a long time.
Face off domination. Capture the objective. Controlling Bravo. Locking down Charlie. Securing B. B secured. The lead is ours. We're losing Alpha. Losing B. Securing zone A.
Why is my gun taking forever to fucking shoot?
Securing
by 3 feet. Again?
We're losing Charlie. Losing B. Taking Alpha. Losing Bravo.
Fuck, man, that was a headshot, man.
Securing Charlie. Securing Alpha. Taking C. They're taking C. Securing zone A. Losing B.
Fucking jump shot.
Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Locking down Charlie. Zone C secure. Losing B. Securing Alpha.
Eyes on enemy line.
Losing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Taking A. They're taking C. Losing B. We're losing Charlie. They're taking C. We're losing Charlie. They're taking C. Taking Alpha.
Dude. Oh my God.
Taking A. Securing Alpha. Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge. Losing Bravo. All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back. Losing B. We're losing Charlie. Losing Bravo. They were already dead. Good job.
Honestly, I am surprised. I thought you would fail. Miserably.
Hostile long gun neutralized. Here we go.
Oh, yes. On to the next one. Almost there. Almost there. I can't get off until I get this one gold.
Face-off team deathmatch. Destroy the enemy. We're winning. Keep it that way. Hostiles reclaimed the lead. Reclaim the advantage. Now hold it.
Move around.
We've given up the lead.
Bitch.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Fuck.
That's a kill.
What the?
Every shot right there.
Tak.
Fuck. Bro. Actually shooting marshmallows.
Nearly up. Close it down.
Mark's been deleted. Hostile 12.
Shit in my ear. I got shot by 3 different people. Bro.
You're falling behind,
Oh
Crimson.
my god. Oh shit. The move.
Don't reward failure. Work out what went wrong and fix it.
Year COD, bruh. Long year COD. God damn. Jesus.
Hit it. Face off domination. Secure the objective. Taking Alpha.
And that dude's just behind me.
Taking Bravo underway. Controlling Bravo. Securing Alpha. Securing B. Securing Zone A. Taking A. Losing Bravo. Bravo lost. Watch it. We're losing Alpha.
Good cock puncher.
Losing A.
This.
We're losing Alpha. We're losing Charlie. Losing A.
Nigga, you're hearing shit. You're hearing shit.
Taking Alpha.
Hey, yo, am I still on game chat? God. Oh, hold on.
Hey, get your ass out of here.
People.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, shut up, nigger.
Sorry, Twitch. We did not condone that.
They're taking C. Marksman delete. Securing Alpha. Taking A.
Bro, what? Oh my god.
Taking Alpha.
Killed.
Taking B. Taking A. Securing C.
Hostile sniper.
Controlling Bravo.
Enemy
Locking down Charlie.
attack down.
Where is he
Securing
shooting
Alpha.
from?
Securing B. Taking C. Securing Zone A. Taking Bravo underway. Securing Charlie. Taking B. Taking Alpha. Controlling Bravo.
Stand up.
North sniper. Move. Securing Alpha. Taking all zones. Zone A secure. Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? You better step up. Taking C. Taking Bravo underway. All operators to your nearest CCP. We just got our asses handed.
Crimson will be on us in seconds.
Finally, fucking compensator, dude.
Face-off kill confirmed. Engage. Hostiles reclaimed the lead. The lead is ours. We've claimed the advantage, now hold it. They've taken the lead.
Here we go.
Dude.
That's fine.
I'm tired of that, dude. Flinch into a headshot is so fucking dumb.
Watch it! Sniper!
We're winning. Keep it that way. your head down and secure the target. Stand down, Crimson. We have what we came for.
Again.
I think I'm starting to settle in. Get my.
God is good.
Alrighty, 6 more. Come on.
Face-off domination. All targets declared hostile. Happy hunting, Crimson. Controlling Bravo. Taking C. We lock down. We control Zone C. We've taken the lead. Stay on task. Securing Zone A. Taking Alpha.
Initiating objective control.
Securing Alpha. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. Losing B. Losing Bravo. Losing A. Losing B. We lost Alpha. Taking Alpha.
Sitting in a corner, you piece of shit. Getting farmed.
Taking A. Losing Bravo.
Sniper threat neutralized.
Securing Zone A. Location secure. Maintain current posture.
Dude.
We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fool.
Dude, there's just no way I don't get that kill right there.
They're taking C. You made it look easy, Crimson.
Well done. You performed your jobs almost adequately. Healing up.
Face-off team deathmatch. Pacify the AO, kill team. yard. Hostile sniper taken out. Giving up the lead. We're winning. Keep it that way.
You are most welcome. Clear.
Assaulting through. They've taken the lead.
Sniper has been punished.
Falling behind Crimson. Your tactics aren't working. Find another way.
If I was so capable, I would have enjoyed that. I am still just warming up.
The CIA against a handful of goddamn criminals. This is the best
I
you
feel
can do.
futile. Is that how you feel all the time?
Destroy gas mine.
Try not to do that. Come on, this is for number 3. Can I do this in?
Hardcore team deathmatch. Playtime's over. Let's see what you're made of. We got the lead. Now hold it. You've fallen behind. Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Kill.
That's one of ours.
What have I done?
lost the lead. Lead dive.
Damn, I can only get one kill out of time, dude.
Damn it! Friendly casualty.
We have the edge, but don't get cocky. This shit ain't over.
5 enemies down. Enemy spring mine.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
I don't know where I'm dying from.
RTB, Black Ops. We need to have a fucking
Mission is a
conversation.
bolo. Abort! Abort!
Holy spawn trap.
Fucking jealous, man.
How is this possible? Give me a fucking domination, man.
Kill order. Shoot to kill. We're not here to negotiate. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. They got our HVT. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. We took out their HVT. Hostile HVT located. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Our HVT has been eliminated. Enemy HVT is down. Protect our HVT. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. They're right where we want them. Finish the job. We took out their HVT. Hostile HVT located.
Lane smoke.
Enemy HVT is down. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. We took out their HVT.
Holy fuck.
HVT located.
Bro.
Hostiles reclaim the lead. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Damn it!
Enemy HVT is down. We claimed the advantage. Now hold it. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. We took out their HVT. Hostile HVT located. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Enemy HVT is down. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. All units prepare for exfil. This one's ours.
Okay, okay.
Damn, man. Fucking quick ass fucking game.
Target down.
Five of them.
Hey, just warming up.
How am I 2 off? That don't make sense. I got the same thing.
Hardcore kill confirmed. CIA, you're cleared hot. Work your frag list. We've given up the lead. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
I have a target. Tango delete.
Oh, how do I miss?
What fun. Enemy KIA. I see a shooter. Oopsie.
It was not on fucking purpose, dude.
not want to point the finger of blame, but
We're ahead.
Bro,
Stay alert.
people are coming.
Marshall's people
Dude.
are no fools.
over here. Organic.
Area pacified. Move to the LB. Helo's on the way.
Honestly, I am surprised. I thought you would fail. Miserably.
Frame neutralized.
Hardcore team deathmatch. We have our orders. See it through.
No life
The lead
signs
is ours.
detected.
We're winning. Keep it that way. They've taken the lead. We've claimed the advantage. Now hold
Sniper
it.
has been punished. Why does this one not move anymore? Sniper has been punished. Well, you are most welcome. Still just warming up.
They're right where we want them. Finish the job.
Sniper has been punished. Oh look, an enemy. Enemy is down. Now I am cooking with an unspecified premonition.
Threat neutralized. Scour the area. Find whatever they're
Well
hiding.
done. You performed your jobs almost adequately. Move up. Bye-bye.
Be done with ARs. There we go, chat. There we go. Alright. Now I gotta do double kills. 4. Alright, need 6 more. Double kills. We'll be right at 3 golds.
All right, back up. Get the HVT. down.
Enemy removed.
That's fine.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. We took out their HVT. You fallen behind. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Enemy HVT is down. No medals for second place. Crush those dirtbags.
Have eyes on.
Hostile HVT located. They got our HVT. Come on, you're losing this fight. You're our HVT. Stay alert.
Fuck. Dude.
Protect our HVT. We took out their HVT. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. Our HVT's been eliminated.
Baby, now I
Friendly
can't get a
HVT
fucking
on
kill.
site.
Are you
Keep
kidding
them
me?
safe. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
It's taking everything out.
They got our HVT. Protect our HVT. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Our HVT's been eliminated.
TACOM, half reporting blue on blue.
All right, eyes up. You're the HVT. Damn it, they must have hacked our comms.
Withdraw.
Go dark. We'll
Crimson
pick
will
you
be
up
on us in
later.
seconds.
You dude.
Lie down.
That was fucking annoying as shit.
Update your BO6 crosshair from bot to ultra. This one has weak aim assist. You see, the human eye notices cyan faster than any other color, but your white crosshair gets lost in the blood and chaos. Our AMD engineers suggest cyan. Stands out on all maps, helps with tracking. No matter how fast the target is, cyan crosshairs are easier to focus on. But these bobbing lines cause inconsistent aim, so switch to a medium single thumb.
Hardcore team deathmatch. Neutralize all threats. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Hostile gone.
Sniper's dead.
I knew I saw someone in there.
Naughty, naughty. If I were so capable, have enjoyed that. Sniper kill. You are most welcome.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Right flashbang. Revenge is my middle name.
Oh, I snapped on him.
You must have been very, very angry.
Fuck me.
If I was so capable, I would have enjoyed that. Crash out! Anyone?
Fuck. Damn. Atrocious. Oh, I can't get in.
Fuck.
Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge.
Sniper is down. You may move. Sniper has been punished.
Mission goals are green. Dispatching team to mock up survivors.
Honestly, I am surprised. I thought you would fail. Miserably. Neutralized.
The big three. All right, man. All right, chat. We're 3 out of 33 gold. We are slowly getting there. Slowly but truly. We are going to get there. All right, man. Let me close out the game. Close the game out. Window. I can't see this. Good. Restream. May close the YouTube stream out. All right, YouTube. See y'all in the next one, man.